absolutely slaughtered them. It was a 3-0, a 4-3, and they finished out that series 8-0 in game 3. Now, Cowabunga, you know, I feel like maybe learned a lot from that series, because obviously they turned things around and looked a lot better. Obviously, they're here in the top 8, but Renegades is again, still the same beast that they played previously, and now they're deeper in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Renegades, their offense is so suffocating. Already, we've got demos from Kami. I mean, this is going to be so difficult to deal with, especially on the defensive side. You need to handle the pressure, the boost starvation, the midfield passes like that from Sicky. So many different options right now for the Renegades roster, and the aggression can be so overwhelming, Corelli.
And that's the play style that Renegades really wants to play, and you already saw it here in the first 30 seconds or so, how many attacks, or shots rather, they were able to put off against Cowabunga, and they just kind of keep them in their defensive third till they finally break down. Joel does a great job here to pass out to Moss, and Sicky has to make a save. So first good look here for Cowabunga as they were able to weather the early storm.
Oh, that's where it gets scary, those counterattacks. I was just going to say with the clears, whenever you think you have a chance on offense, Cowabunga, it looked good, and then all of a sudden one massive clear and things could go the entire opposite way.
Not a lot of boost, and that will be a big problem for Cowabunga here against Renegades, is even when you have the space to move out from your own end, how do you do so while keeping your boost under control? Renegades, it's not just the amount of pressure they put on, but also the boost that they suffocate you from. They come now from their own corner. CJ looking for someone through the midfield. It is Sicky. Met by 2 players from Cowabunga as they just lob it back towards Renegades. Kami wanted to pass it over to CJ, but couldn't get to it. CJ still ends up with the ball here. He's going to take it himself as he couldn't get over Eli. Shot from Kami is near post, off the post. Huge miss from him. It was a close shot either way. The defense was beat. Still Cowabunga able to survive for now. And a great clear from Joel. Welcome to clear as they try and get situated.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, though. I mean, like I said, whenever you get possession, you know, we've been mentioning a lot of the Renegades and their offense, but also the clears now we got to pay attention to. So consistent. Now even look at the speed from Sicky, the way he's able to break out. That's a good pass from Moss. Not into the middle with the perfect timing, and all of a sudden we've got a counterattack opportunity where you're wasting boost. You have to go off the backboard. There's demos flying across. You have to deal with the aggression. Now a midfield pass to CJ. So many different options. It's so difficult to handle when you don't have the speed to counter Renegades.
Yep. And you got to give credit, though, to Cowabunga. Right now, they are sending bodies towards Renegades when they're playing defense, and they are making the play happen, whether it's a block or just stopping any sort of passing play from going through. So for Cowabunga, to talk about their defense working, it is right now. But you don't want to spend the whole time on defense. Renegades still pressuring. CJ's shot is blocked by Eli. Now Moss trying to get through a Renegade player, couldn't do so. Joel, only for a second, clears one. Kami tried to get a second touch. You can see all the time and space that Renegades had. Now here comes CJ. Cowabunga just barely staying alive. This one's going to go a bit high. The devil from CJ might do it, and it will be Kami for the first goal.
Oh, and it's target practice right now for the boys on the Renegade roster. You can see Sicky crashes in the net, goes off the backboard. The demo also comes out. And look at the positioning from all 3 players of Renegades. They are entirely in their opponent's half, running around, getting demos, taking the boost. That is the difficult thing to deal with. But if you can get it clear out, you could have a solid counterattack. So there is hope right now for Cowabunga, but they have to hold on in dire moments like that.
And it's right back to business here for Renegades. Kami, there was no one in net for Cowabunga, and Kami couldn't get a hold of it. Coming up now on a minute left, still all Renegades here, as they've now put up 8 shots to the 2 of Cowabunga. Here's Kami with a little bit of space, passes out towards CJ. Does find the back wall, good demo from Kami, opens up the net. It's almost like the same goal from before. The demolitions really opening up the scoring for Renegades.
Yeah, and I love the rotation here from Kami as he comes in, demos one, and bumps the third man rotating back, who would have gone to net and I think would have gotten a save. He had the timing just right in rotation. Kami takes out 2 players. At that point, there's really not much you can do and the follow-up comes out from Renegades. It's the, like you said, Corelli, the exact same play, just getting rinsed and repeated over here for the Renegades, and Cowabunga can't manage to hold on.
And that's what happens when you are completely starved and outpaced on your defensive side. Eventually, you kind of have to turtle up into your own net, and that's when Renegades can start sending players towards you. And still, you know, in the realm of possibility for Cowabunga, this isn't a massive lead for Renegades.
Yeah.
But the Renegades have just held on to the ball, really. The possession has very clearly gone in their favor.
Yeah, it's just difficult moments where, you know, somebody's going for the demo, and another opportunity as that one gets saved. It was a close call. And the difficult moments where there's double demos, physical plays coming out where everybody on Renegades is being aggressive, you have to counter that. At least get a save, stall out some time, as this one's going to drop down. Renegades take game one in very, very confident style, Corelli.
Yeah, again, similar to what we said about the first game this in the last series, in this first game, definitely went the way we expected for Renegades, and they played up to par to what we knew they were going to come out with. And I think Cowabunga is certainly not caught off guard. They know what they're walking into here. But, I mean, Turtle, for you, it doesn't really matter what region you're from. How do you deal with this type of pressure when you're playing against a team like Renegades?
Oh, man, it's so difficult because normally I would say you have to try and match the speed, but I don't think that's going to be possible right now against Renegades. They are just on a different level to the point where I don't think Cowabunga has the mechanics or the speed to match them. So you have to play a little bit dirty here. You have to go for some demos. And the defense is the most crucial part, because with the aggression from Renegades, while it's hard to deal with, if you can just hold on in the instance where there's a double demo or they go for physical plays, it's all about the counterattacks on these guys, because they're going to have aggression. They're going to have offense no matter what you do. Like I said, the speed, you can't match them. But if you can hold on, build up that wall in defense just for 1 or 2 moments, 1 or 2 opportunities where Renegades fully push up, you explode out of your half with the transition game. That's where you can catch them off guard.
And that opportunity is there. Renegades are very aggressive right now, and if Cowabunga can string a couple of passes together coming out of their end with some sort of boost, they're going to be able to have some success. But already defense backed up again, and Renegades on the board first.
Yeah, and pay attention to Joel right there. That decision to go out into the midfield and go for a touch, as all the players are just basically confused as to where to be. There's so much space for Renegades, and Joel, he made the decision to go out early instead of be patient. He didn't know if he would beat that player, which obviously, if you had to take a peek and look at the positioning, just stay in net. Just be a little bit more patient. Wait for that touch to come out, and then you can go forward, because you're not going to outpace Renegades.
Well, here is Cowabunga now on the offensive third of things, and they trying to deal with Kami's touch. It does get cut out by Sticky. Now CJ setting up Kami with no boost, can't follow it up. Eli gives it back to CJ as the last man, in 2-0 are Renegades.
Oh, this is where you get frustrated too, because, you know, I'm talking about speed, and you're like, well, I got to match the speed. Now Kami comes in, a little bit of a fake. He made the goalkeeper have to panic a bit, and it's that touch all the way out instead of hitting it to your corner. The mechanics slipping up for Cowabunga. You give the possession away instantly, and Renegades have a free shot.
Coming up on a minute in here, Renegades already up 2-0, threatening maybe a third. Sticky beats Joel, pass out to Kami. And this one will find the back of the net. Sticky is going to follow it up off the crossbar. Cowabunga nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and look at the vision here. Sticky, he sees Kami all the way on the other side. And this is something that Renegades do that, you know, only the top 3 teams, I'd say, in this region are so precise with, and that's finding teammates on the other side and being selfless when you could go for a shot. You could try to force a 50 that might go your way, but the odds are, if you can get a better pass off, that is the much better option. Renegades do just that in the offensive half. They find a teammate, go up 3-0. Corelli, I think this is, you know, this could be the end for Cowabunga. They've still got plenty of time, though, but you need to make an adjustment.
Yeah, you really do. And this could be the chance here for a counterattack. Moss, he's going to have to do it himself. He gets 2 to go, and Joel, here comes him on the shot. Will be just high, and CJ there to collect. Eli trying to keep the attack on. Now Moss just a bit late on the challenge. Joel played it over to Eli. Sticky almost got there from Renegades. CJ forced to clear from his own corner. Kami beats the first man. Now it's just Joel all the way back by himself. He does make the save, at least to buy some time for his team to get back, but only for a moment. That's a great challenge by Eli. Cowabunga still struggling to keep possession as they move down the field. Renegades, the clears have just been much better. They're over the first man. They're high into space away from Cowabunga players. It's making it tough for them to defend. Sicky dunks it down for the fourth goal.
Oh, this is a huge dunk. He takes it off the wall, flips into it a little bit late, and then crashes the net. That's how you get it done. He didn't even have to boost again. Just the trajectory of his car was enough to get the dunk. And you said it yourself correctly. Renegades, they've built a catapult in their own defensive end. All their clears just launched over that first attacker. Then Moss, the miss. That could have been a chance in the midfield. Oh, and he just unfortunately misses the shot. And Renegades are right back in their half.
Here is Joel. 56 boost to work with. Tried to get past CJ. Moss does beat the first man. It's going to come down. Joel tried to get the bump on Kami. It was a good idea. Didn't connect. And now Kami forced to make a save off his own back wall. He does. And Sticky flick it on towards the Cowabunga half. Sticky pass over to CJ, and Joel does well to jump up. Kami still looking for Sticky here as Cowabunga getting wrapped up in their own end. Eli does get by CJ. He wanted to pass across. Kami cuts it out. Still, the ideas are there for Cowabunga. They've been able to break out from their half a little bit more in this game. They've shown some semblance of offense. Unfortunately, they're just developing a bit too slow, and it's a bit predictable for Renegades to cut out.
Well, I think a huge part of Cowabunga in their offense, you know, they're not necessarily stringing together passes, and that's difficult to do against Renegades. So I think that means the first touch that you get when you're going for a solo play is so important for Cowabunga if they want to catch Renegades off guard. When you get that first touch, make sure it's close to you and you can go move forward into that space instead of just giving away possession right away. First touch crucial here as everybody's flying across on defense. Was that just a little fake from Sticky instead of banging this into the back? He just kind of soft touched it.
He got a little tiny touch on it. He knew that Joel and Eli were going to throw themselves at it, and they certainly did, and you can't blame them. It got quite dicey for the Cowabunga side of things, but Sticky knew all too well what was going to happen, and a great touch towards the back post. And now 5-0 is your score line, and while Cowabunga have certainly shown a bit more poise on offense when they've been given the chance, the defense has really fallen apart here. It just feels like they're not keeping up to pace of Renegades at the moment.
Oh, that's a good little counterattack, though. I like the idea of stringing that together, finding the offender on the other side with the clear. Good little plays. You know, as long as you can start to build passes, it's an exponential thing in Rocket League, especially as a team. You know, somebody will go from not passing at all, or those three players are all going for solo plays. But once you connect one or two, it's that feeling of satisfaction when you do find the connection. You're starting to build synergy a bit, and it just explodes. So even connect one or two passes, if it doesn't result in the goal, that's fine. Just look to build something here that can continue into the third game.
Cowabunga able to put up their third shot just there as the defense forced to make a couple of saves from Renegades. Unfortunately, not enough time left for Cowabunga to get back into it, and they can get something going here. Here's Eli. Has no boost. Does have the touch off the back wall. Follow up there from Joel. Shot on target and in. And Cowabunga do get on the board.
Oh, and it's beautiful. This is the type of goal I wanted to see going into game 3. If you can connect a couple of passes, you saw it from the clear all the way up to Eli. Eli from the ceiling drops it down to Joel. Cowabunga, this is what we know they're capable of. Let's see if they can execute it more in game 3.
So Cowabunga do finally break the Renegades defense, but only just for a participation award, I suppose, as they get one. Renegades, unfortunately, were able to put up 5. And again, I don't think there's too much to say here about Renegades. The expectation has been met now in both games. It really is on them to lose this series at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Renegades, they're the team that won in regional event number 2. We expect a lot of good things out of them, and this is a slapping from them, really, against Cowabunga. And I respect Twitch chat, okay? Twitch chat was giving faith to Cowabunga, all right? They're getting let down a little bit, but the ideas are, in fact, there. And Cowabunga, I think, coming out into game 3, it's that defense. It's the panic element. You know, there's so many times where it's a double commit, or even on the earlier shot from Sticky where he just hit it softly. 2 players panicked and just flew across, and it was just a wide open net. Plays like that only happen because you can't handle the pressure, your mentality slipping up a bit, and the communication between your teammates is all over the place. And that's what Renegades do best. Whenever they have the aggression, that offensive pressure, they make teams and their defense collapse, Corelli.
Yeah, and we've certainly seen that from Cowabunga. I think really one of the bigger things that's hurting Cowabunga as well is that a lot of just weak, very weak clears that fall right into the lap of Renegades, where they're able to just keep that attack going, almost as if they're passing to them. And I think that's just the pressure that they're feeling. Here's some good pressure from Cowabunga early as Siki picks it up for Renegades to get them out. Here's CJ, no boost to work with and couldn't get back down to it. So Cowabunga already getting a shot on the board as Renegades look to go back to work and pick up where they left off in the first 2 games. CJ looking for the back wall. It is there, and Cowabunga hop all over it. Eli makes a play off his own back wall. Siki there to receive, and a big miss by the last defender. It's got to be Renegades on the board first.
Oh, it's difficult. Eli hit this to the corner again, just giving away the ball. Try and find a teammate, have somebody rotate out. Joel can't get the hit. It's an easy cleanup for Siki. And that's one of those instances, where continuous pressure is most likely going to force a mistake.
Yep, and it certainly did. Joel only had 14 boosts to get up, so that's why he had missed the touch. See if Cowabunga can respond before Renegades builds too much of a lead. CJ, his shot blocked by Joel. Some opportunity now.
That first touch from Joel, we need to see more of that. Where he just keeps it close in the defensive area. That is the clear I want to see more. As another shot from CJ, for Eli getting the save. Okay, there's hope, Corelli. There's hope here in the defense.
Yeah, they definitely can do it. Here's Moss, big clear to the back wall of Renegades, force Kami to go up, and unfortunately no follow-up from Cowabunga. Here comes CJ. CJ touch is on target, but blocked away by Joel. Demo from Kami. This is how Renegades have set up many goals before. Siki looking for CJ, but Moss sees it all the way. Joel still fighting for it in the midfield. Tried to pass it over. Here's Moss. His shot's going to be a bit too high. Joel had Eli on his left and instead cleared away by Renegades.
Oh, beautiful vision from Moss there to find Joel. Offense looking a little bit more threatening. That transition game is there, but now off the backboard. What a read from Eli. Let's see if it turns into a counterattack. No, Kami, a little bit too prepared for that, but still so much better from Cowabunga as they look to relieve this pressure from Renegades. Only a 1-goal game now. Cowabunga are still in it. Game 3 could go either way.
Yeah, it could take just that one chance for Cowabunga to get back into it. Joel, it could be him. His shot's high. Now Eli, he's up. It's met by a Renegades defender. And well played from Renegades to at least stick with the play. That was definitely, I think, the weakest the Renegades defense have looked here in this series. Here's Eli, not a lot of boost to work with, needs help, has Moss, he is there, shot's gonna be high, cleared away by CJ. Joel went, so it might be open for Kami, I don't know if he knew it, and he couldn't get the contact, but Eli puts it in his own net. What just happened?
I have no idea. He completely panicked, and it was the worst hit you could have gotten. Oh, Eli, it came off the corner, and then it bounced off an offender, from Renegades. This is just a disaster, really, at that point, and that is the panic that we were talking about earlier.
To be fair, he didn't own goal. Kami was there, but still unfortunate for him to put that one off his own corner.
Yeah, it's a little bit questionable.
And so the show must go on for Cowabunga as things were looking up for them. In fact, I think they were playing quite well here through the first 3 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Still only down by 2, plenty of time left, showing a bit more poise on offense. They have been able to generate 6 shots, which is on par with what Renegades have been able to do here in this game alone. Now here's Joel, just has Siki alone, puts it up and over, and puts it away, cuts the lead in half.
Oh, it doesn't even matter if you got an own goal. You're still going to persevere. Joel by himself. And you can see he actually saved his flip. He could have gone for an earlier shot, but instead got right under the ball. The most power you could have asked for. Puts it in the back of the net. Only a 1-goal game, a minute and a half. There is plenty of time here for Cowabunga.
Yeah. Let's see what Cowabunga can do. Send them to another game. This ball bouncing on the Renegades side. Still, Cowabunga doing a good job of at least having a body in front of the ball. Eli pops it over to Moss. That's a great play. Can he find Joel? And couldn't make contact on it. Now Kami will have to take this one himself. Eli doesn't make contact. Less than a minute to go. Siki wants insurance and he'll get it. Renegades up by 2.
The rotations from Moss, I'm going to his perspective. You can see he goes to net. Nobody expected that miss, and he turns just a little bit too slow. You've got to get up so much earlier in that instance, and credit to Siki for having the early shot. Once you get up that fast, it's almost a free net so long as the rotation was slow, and it was. Renegades, they got the insurance. This is surely going to be a 3-0 as long as they can hold on.
Joel takes it dangerously across his box. Coming up on 45 seconds left. No boost for Moss. He'll just throw it over to Renegades. He actually does still receive it. Joel couldn't make contact. It's up to Eli to keep this attack alive, and he does so, but only for the moment. Big clear from Siki. Eli again getting behind it. CJ now wants the dribble.
The fakes.
Good block by Joel. Things looking very bleak now for Cowabunga, as Renegades have certainly looked like the better team here in this series. That's a great passing play from CJ. CJ, look at the touch from him.
Oh, baby, this was so nice. Into the corner. You're waiting for Eli to make that pass or that hit, and then CJ snipes Siki out in the midfield. And also the accuracy on that shot from Siki. That was every element in Rocket League that you need. The precise passing to the beautiful shot. Lovely play.
With 10 seconds left, unfortunately for Cowabunga, this was maybe the best look here in this game, and things just got away from them. And 0 seconds have hit. Renegades will move on in 3-0 fashion over Cowabunga, and for them, they'll go on and play Mind Freak.
Yeah, and this is why Renegades are so strong. You know, not only do they have the mechanics, the speed, but the way they're able to maintain pressure, I think, is the most important part. And that's one of the reasons why I thought they won regional event 2 when I was rewatching those tapes, is they just kept the pressure for so long. They make teams panic. And, you know, you can look at that own goal or that touch that went off the corner as, you know, a moment where Cowabunga kind of lost it a bit, but actually it was just the pressure. You're making them panic so much. You have all the aggression, even whenever you're not there in position, just that you've held on. The fact that you've held on all that pressure for so long makes them scared that you're right behind them. They don't know where you are. They're freaking out, and they just go for the touch right away. Renegades, it's too clean from them, and I look forward to seeing them play because this could be the team that wins it all.
Yeah, they are definitely one of the tourney favorites. So we will find up. Coming up, it's going to be one of the 2 semifinals after the break. Stay with us.